Oh, didn't mean to jump over to me so quickly. Usually I like to do a little fade to black first and then gracefully move over to me. So that surprised look on my face was me clicking a button and not expecting that to happen. I am hearing from across the house that I am not audible. Let me see. I don't see anything. I am audible. Okay. I'm being told by other people that I that I am audible. Okay, great. Well, hello everyone. Okay, we got 2 out of 3 people can hear me, which I think is a good hit rate, I think, so far. Well, this hair, by the way, it started as kind of a joke. The gang's all here, I know, right? Like, the regulars just need yeah, we got all the folks here. Yeah, I've had, I don't know, anybody who follows me on Instagram, I've had this dumb thing where every week I'm wearing a new floral shirt and saying that it's because I'm dressed like Magnum PI, who I wasn't 100% sure solved crimes. I think he does. But I was about to do the same thing, and then my hair went like this, and I was like, well, I guess I'm Ace Ventura today. And then I just decided to keep it. I was just going to do it for the picture, but I'm just going for it. Everybody, we are here to solve crimes like Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, like Magnum, Private Investigator, like Singing Pigs. That's me. Gonna play some more Case of the Golden Idol. I'm not gonna lie to you all. Some days I feel more in the mood and more with the energy to do the streaming than other days. Today it's less of that day, but I'm already in a better mood just being. I mean, I've been in a better mood because I hung out with my lovely fiance for a little bit, and that always puts me in a better mood. And now I'm here gonna solve some crimes, even better mood. So everything is looking up right now. Where is the freaking button to get us to the live scene of Case of the Golden Idol? Here we are. Okay. Gross, I know. ChatGPT assures me that Magnum PI solves crimes. Have you seen the thing going around on Twitter where, because you know how GPT has got this thing where, well, Bing has integrated ChatGPT into its search, so that, you know, it will like give you like chat results as you ask questions. There was a recent one where Bing insisted that the current year was 2022, and when the person tried to tell it was wrong, then Bing said that basically the other person was dumb and was being a bad user for suggesting that it was anything other than 2022 currently this year. Oh, it made me laugh really hard. I'll have to put that out. Actually, I already retweeted it on Twitter, so hey, check out singing_pigs. I saw that on your Twitter. It's basically the only time I've looked at Twitter in years. Yeah, I retweeted it. Twitter.com/singing_pigs. There's not a lot going on there. I basically just say when I'm live and repost dumb things like that. Anyway, but we're not here to tweet. We're here to solve the crimes around the Case of the Golden Idol. Now, where are we at? It's been a week. The story so far has been, I'm gonna breeze through. It is indeed 2022. Well, okay, if ChatGPT says so and EVV says so, then it must be true. So this guy pushed this guy down and stole the Golden Idol. Great. This guy had it, died from falling off a horse. Still don't know if there was anything nefarious going on there, but a horse ladder, whatever you want to call it. This guy died because he was hired to try and steal the Golden Idol from Winsley. I don't remember his name. It wasn't Winsley. It was like William. Anyway, tried to steal the golden idol and got caught on fire because that's one of the things that the golden idol can do. When Cloudsley is the last name of the family, like Albert, I think this is Albert. That's Sebastian Cloudsley. You know what? I'm just gonna dive in because what's his name is the person who died here. Willard. Wimsley's close. Willard Wright died here at the hands of Ash Blair / David Goren in order to get it for Edmund. So Edmund then had it. Someone tried to, the Brotherhood tried to assassinate Edmund, accidentally killed Rose instead. Then what happened? What happened here? I don't remember if I ever came back and like really understood this more clearly, because I think what we've gotten to is that David and this guy, what's his name? Walter. David Goren and Walter Keane are working together. At least they're working together now. I don't know if they were before whatever this incident was. I think they might have been. But basically, they came in to get the golden idol. It was used to explode this thing. I was thinking maybe it was one of the servants who beat up David Goren. Well, I think the only people that were in this cabin were her and Little Pip. Oh, you mean like one of this guy's servants? It could be. So the thing is, we know that after this incident, David Goren and Walter Keane were working together. We don't know if they were beforehand. But afterwards, they colluded. They basically said, oh yeah, Edmund totally died in the explosion, even though it didn't. And then, more importantly, they infiltrated this secret meeting, or I should say, David infiltrated this secret meeting. Walter Keane is a member of this organization, this Brotherhood. David Goren was not, but he's right there, helping Walter Keane survive a thing so that they could bring this dude in. One of the more oddly like high resolution renders of people in the game. I feel like, I don't know, there's something strange about his face that I don't know. In principle, he might have died there, right? The explosion is mid-explodey in the snapshot. Yeah, but I feel like this game is pretty good at leaving the breadcrumbs necessary to draw certain conclusions. There wasn't anything there to indicate that he would have died in the explosion. He seemed pretty well protected. So I feel like if he did, like if he then like flung open the chest and then died, I feel like the game would have put something in place to let you know that's what happened next. So I think Walter Keane and David Goren killed him and then made that their story. Then they brought this guy. What the heck is his name? Lazarus. Oh, right, of course. Lazarus Hurst into the Brotherhood. And then worked with Lazarus to make everybody think that he is Gryphon reborn. Gryphon, I guess we don't know that much about him, but I believe he's got to be some kind of demon that they worship. Something like that. And so they brought him in and they worked with him together. Is that Walter? Yeah, that's Walter Keane. Yeah. They basically had him perform a miracle and rigged it so that only he could perform it using the idol. And this guy couldn't. He's very dead. Now, that brings us up to chapter... I was almost at chapter 9. Murder number 9 as part of chapter 3, The Ascent. The interrupted weekend at the doctor's salon. Salon? There's already a lot going on here. There is already a lot of people. Okay. So who's... I'm gonna go with the technique that I started last week, which is to get a broad overview of everything first and then start diving into detail. So the first thing I'm going to learn is who died. We don't know yet. The man is not breathing and has a huge vertical wound on his forehead. A clean small sword. Okay. So this guy is dead. I definitely recognize him from the last meeting. Maybe him as well. We'll have to see. That looks like Edmund's servant. I'm not sure. Anyway, so that's this room. Ooh. Oh my god. Okay. Wait, are these all different places? Oh no, they're just marking. Okay. Thank God. I thought that that these were all... I thought this was like a map now of like all the rooms that we're going to be. No. So there's this room, and then there's... Okay, it's just that one room, and then the outside. I started to panic there, I'm not going to lie. I was like, that's going to be way too much information to keep in my head. Okay, so we've only got this room, then, and the outside, and that's it. Then let's start digging in. Let's move left to right. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to start looking at people. This guy says, "Oh Lord, I did not expect something like this in our household." So this guy must own this house or something. Don't know. Slightly grassy garden shears. Okay. Oh, garden shears. So he might not own it, but he might be a gardener for the house. Or he could own it and he just likes gardening. I mean, we see lots of like, we see like some garden kind of stuff here. Could be the person who owns this house is into it. Okay, we'll come back to this poster. I want to get through all the people first. This is such a mess. However, we will clean the blood out of the rug. This guy looks high as fuck. This guy looks stoned out of his absolute mind. All right. Ha, Leopold, your plan to frame two? What nationality of name is that? Two? I don't know. Your plan to frame two is sublime, but your missing button is more than enough proof that you did it. Constable, please escort this man out. All right, so we finally learned that a ring with a ruby means you're a member of the Brotherhood. So that's where he's at. He has got a clean doctor's scalpel and a clean small sword. As any good doctor would, he carries his scalpel with him everywhere, just in case he needs to do some emergency surgery on the spot. I'm assuming that means he's a doctor. Like I said, I vaguely remember this guy. We'll come back to that. James, this is preposterous. You know damn well that he was killed by that Lemurian savage. Great. So they're using the word savage to talk about two, I think. So none of that is great. Not a single thing about that is great. He's also got super red eyes. I was kind of kidding when I said the other guy was high as fuck, but I just remembered that this has a thing about psychoactive plants. So we're coming back to that. We're definitely coming back to that. We've got some stoned criminals in here. Okay. He's missing a button. This guy said something about a button. We'll get back to that. Now he's got a letter. Dear friend, now that the elections are over, please join me for a leisurely weekend at my manor with good old Augustus and some other fine fellows. We will have some drinks and discuss what to do about that prime minister position. Kindly confirm your presence, Dr. James Turner. Now, it says doctor. This guy is referring to him as James. I assume, yeah, those are the two talking to each other. So that's Dr. James Turner, who is, I guess, writing to him saying, oh no, okay, please join me for a leisurely weekend at my manor with good old Augustus and some other fine fellows. We'll have some drinks and discuss what to do about that prime minister position. So, James got this guy, Leopold. In fact, let's start No, give me the names. I want to click on the names. Okay, fine. Because I want to put them in here. All right, so James and Leopold. James invited Leopold over here, along with some other people. Augustus. I think that's Augustus. He just looks like an Augustus. He looks like Augustus Gloop, from grown up from Willy Wonka. So he invited him over, had some drinks, which may have some psychoactive plant stuff in it. I don't know. To pull some shenanigans, I'm guessing. All right, let's keep going. This is outrageous. I thought you were an honorable man, Leopold, not some Aquitanian agent trying to sabotage our friendly relations with Lemuria and provoke a conflict. Got it. Unless I'm mistaken, Lemuria is a fake place. So that must be where 2 is from. Yeah, okay. A colony. It's a colony, basically. Trying to sabotage our friendly relations. Please, somebody correct me if I'm wrong about it being a fake place and I just have never heard of it. So I'm trying to wrap my head. So James is saying Leopold framed 2, who is probably one of these people. Not him, because this is Constable Arthur Faulkner. It's a fake place, but not created specifically for this game, according to Wikipedia. Really? What was it created for, then? Believe me, my lord, I do not feel comfortable arresting a prime ministerial candidate, but I must ask you to follow me. Okay, let me just put his name in really quick since we got that. Okay. Okay. Lemuria was a continent proposed in 1864 by zoologist Philip Sclater. They're theorized to have sunk beneath the Indian Ocean, later appropriated by occultists and supposed accounts of human origins. The theory was discredited with the discovery of plates itself. Okay, so it's kind of like Atlantis. Like it's like a legendary place. Like not even so much like fictional, but like legendary. Interesting. Okay. That kind of keeps with the stuff like the Fiji mermaid and just the like the golden idol and stuff like that. It's all very mysterious and kind of occultish. Okay. So continuing onward. Yep. Now wait a minute. So Leopold is not a member of the Brotherhood. James is, and this Augustus Gloop is. So they're probably working together here. If this is going where I think it's going, it's pretty wild that hey Kyle, good to see you here. We're currently trying to untangle this web. So I think they're framing Leopold by claiming that Leopold framed 2. I'm just gonna call him 2. Silent P. 2. By framing 2, but they're framing him by saying that he framed 2. I don't know. This is nuts. All right. He stole his life just like that. The doctor is a smart man since he saw through his lies. Who is this fancy human being? I almost said gentleman. I can't assume the gender of this person. Dear friend, at one of the balls, you said that you would love to meet someone actually interesting. I am having a weekend of drinks at my manor, and a prince from the 11th clan of Lemuria will be joining us. Please do us the honor of your company too. Kindly confirm your presence, Dr. James Turner. Okay. Don't know who this person is yet at all. I'm guessing this is 2. I hope the host did not notice me when he was leaning over. I hope the host did not notice me when he was leaning over the sleeping eye-patched gentleman. What? Okay, he's got a Lemurian war club, a brownstone slate seal. That's like almost a tongue twister. A brownstone slate seal. A spicy smelling ornamental box. Dear Prince, as you know, I am a great aficionado of Lemurian culture. It would be my pleasure to invite a member of the Two clan to spend a leisurely weekend at my estate with some of our own political dignitaries. Kindly confirm your presence. Okay, so Two is the clan name, so that's like his last name, I guess. Dear Prince, I heard that you got invited to a party by the director of Seven Seas Company himself. I know you hate associating with these invaders and thieves, but this might be just the opportunity that we seek to reclaim our honor. Who is this from? I hope the host did not notice me when he was leaning over the sleeping eye-patched gentleman. Notice you what, sir? Oh, this guy's yellow. Oh, just because I didn't examine the clean small sword. The seals of the 12 Lemurian clans. Oh, boy. So, this guy's from the Two clan. He's got to be. Which is... not here. Oh. I think this guy stole this slate seal, and good on him, because it probably belonged to him. So he was just getting his back. Great. And oh no, this is interesting. It looks like there's a boomerang missing here. Right, exactly. Yeah. Retrieved. Retrieved previously stolen goods. Aha. So the boomerang must have been the murder instrument here, regardless of who committed the murder. A huge vertical wound on his forehead. Yeah, it would have, yeah, like the tip of the boomerang. Dear friend, the elections are over, so let's uphold tradition and have a leisurely weekend at my place with you and Leopold to discuss the Prime Minister situation. Please join us on May 12th. Kindly confirm your presence. Dr. James Turner, another person invited here. No ruby ring. Listen, apologies for the shouting match yesterday. Let's continue our discussion at noon. Leo. Okay. And then this is the constable. Okay. Okay. There's a lot to read here. Okay. Leopold claims that he had a glass of sherry with James in the library and became drowsy. As he was falling asleep, saw the Lemurian observing him through the glass door. Woke up, found the butler on the floor asleep. Woke up the butler, entered the salon and found the body. Upon inspecting the weapon, deduced that the Lemurian was the murderer, instructed the butler to raise the alarm. This one has a lot of moving parts. I mean, obviously, yeah. So did the last one. I remember the last one was very, like, once it all came together, it was very clear. But yeah, there's a lot going on here. So Leopold's claim is that he had a glass of sherry, became drowsy. Saw the Lemurian, the prince, observing him. Woke up, found the butler on the floor. So those are the two with the red eyes. Leopold and the butler. I don't think anybody else has red eyes from what I can remember. You can't see. Definitely not him. This guy's face is, I mean, he's just got a Play-Doh head. All right. Let me look at these psychoactive plants. Spotty onion, an illusion of unity with the universe, increased appetite, hiccups. So these are symptoms. Isn't the trope that it's always the butler? Well, the butler was drugged and was led to do some business. Sleepiness, whites of eyes get a pink tint. That sure seems like our symptoms. Lemurian lichen. Hyperconcentration on one thing, loss of perception of time, rapid blinking. Who can blame the butlers, to be fair? Yeah, exactly. Redberry, surge of energy, vocalization of all your thoughts, twitching, aggression. Okay, so it seems pretty obvious to me so far that the butler and Leopold were given some black poppy in their drinks by someone. Ooh, he's got something in his hand. A button. Okay. He's got a... Yeah. All right. Next up. Gideon claims that he played croquet with Ergen in the morning. They got bored and went to drink tea in the tea house. Ergen drew his attention to the interesting design of the chess house. Saw Lord Alistair Coach lecture the butler. Saw Master Turner come to the chess house and send the butler away, just as Ergen was remarking on the beauty of the chess house. Saw Lord Alistair leave the chess house and return shortly afterwards. So returning viewers may remember that I have ADHD and sometimes I'll read entire paragraphs of things and not internalize any of it. That happened just now. So let's start over. This is Gideon. I don't know who Gideon is. I don't know who Ergen is either. But they played croquet, supposedly, according to Gideon, in the morning. Went to drink tea in the tea house. Ergen drew his attention to the interesting design of the chess house. I'm going to find out what that is. Saw Lord Alistair Coach lecture the butler. Saw Master Turner come to the chess house and send the butler away, just as Ergen was remarking on the beauty. So as he said, like, hey, look at the nice chess house, this guy, James Turner, came over and sent the butler away for some reason. Saw Lord Alistair leave the chess house and return shortly afterwards. I'm going to put a few more names in here because I think I can. So this is Leopold something. Oh, come on. Where I want the name James. Okay, fine. Not much I can do here. Oh my God, I love these faces. The butler, the loyalist, the general, these are great. Oh, okay. All right. I'm so happy about this. Next up. You know what? Before I continue reading the testimonials, I'm gonna actually look up everything else first, because this is the juiciest part, I think, right here. This is the most detail. I kind of want to get the lay of the land of everywhere else. So we have a full glass of sherry. We have an almost empty glass of sherry. Okay. It says full, so I assume that means completely full, like it's not been drunk at all. A fallen bottle of sherry. Okay. The butler and Leopold are both sleepy. I wonder why. Here we've got tea house, croquet field, flower beds, fountain, salon, chess house. And we can go outside and see that right now. 2 cups of spicy smelling tea. One almost empty, the other untouched. This is the tea house. Is that where the butler and Alistair supposedly were? I'm not sure. Oh, thank you. You missed adding library on the laptop. Got it. Thank you. Okay. An unfinished croquet match on a grass field. Chrysanthemum bushes. Rose bushes. Oh boy. This is a political cartoon. I love this. New Order Party loyalists and moderates. Chasing of chair. Okay. Who will be the new prime minister? Election results. 36% New Order Party, 32% moderates, 29% loyalists. Can you even imagine having a government with more than 2 political parties? Crazy talk. The New Order Party have the most MPs, but it is clear the 2 old parties will form a coalition. This means either loyalist leader Blanchard or moderate leader Valentine will become the prime minister, leaving Lazarus Hearst, that guy, Lazarus Hearst and his party in the opposition. Holy shit. Lazarus Hearst is heading up the New Order party. This is getting major. Okay. So okay. Yes, I think you're right, by the way, Kyle. Chasing parliament seats. For sure. I see. So this is Lazarus on a newborn chick. Because I assume the New Order party was just founded. Had the most MPs is clear the two old parties. So we've got moderates and loyalists, or the old parties. They've brought up Lazarus Hearst. Like, this is okay. The whole conspiracy is coming together. So loyalist leader Blanchard, he's got an eye patch in this cartoon, and moderate leader Valentine, who's got those glasses. So I think I can pretty safely say that that's Valentine and that's Blanchard. Leopold Blanchard, the head of the Loyalist Party, who has now been accused of killing the head of the Moderate Party. Holy shit. And of course, two members of the Brotherhood who are behind the New Order Party are making this happen. Fascinating. Okay. If we got an entire house just for chess, because why not? I hope I don't have to understand the state of this board because I know the rules of chess, but there's not a lot that I can glean from this. It looks like a chessboard. Maybe I'll come back to that. It's a partially finished chess game. I think that's what I can gather from that. That's the conclusion I can gather. Okay, anything else here? I don't think. Oh. Okay. No, that's it. Okay, I think I have looked up everything except for the rest of the statements. So here we go. So Gideon, do I know who Gideon is yet? These are all first names, which is odd, but you know, that's fine. Okay. Ergen, slightly difficult to understand what he says, potentially because he has challenges with our language. Claims that everything young Master Bell says is absolutely correct. Young Master Bell. Is that Gideon? Because they were hanging out. So is that Gideon, maybe? Oh, interesting. A prince from the 11th clan of Lemuria. Is that... Ooh, there's a number... there's a number system. I like interpreting number systems. Okay. Let's figure this out real quick. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we can see here this is 1 as in just like one dot. This is 2 as in there's 2 points. 3, there's 3 points. 4, there's 4 points. 5, there's 5 points because there's 4 on the outside and there's 1 in the middle. 6, there's 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess another 1 in the middle. I don't know about that one. 7. Because I guess when you have two different shapes, then you count the points twice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So it's like there's two shapes. One's a 4-sided shape. The other one's a 3-sided shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 9. This is 10. And this right here is... whoa. What would this be? 12? Yes. Because it's 4 triangles. Sorry, my brain broke because I was like, well, it's 4 triangles put together, but there are also like there's that triangle and there's that triangle and then there's this square. There's a lot of shapes inside this one shape, but I'm gonna say it's 4 triangles, which means that this is 12. And this guy right here has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this is tribe 11, as we've covered. I think I didn't need to know that because I think I was pretty clear on what this whole thing is, but I like figuring out number systems in games. It's fun. Okay. So I assume these two have been hanging out, which means that this would be Gideon and this would be Ergen? Okay, I'm gonna table that for now, but because I'm like 99% sure of that, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'm just gonna keep going. All right, this is, sorry, who is this? James. He claims that he drank a glass of sour sherry with Blanchard in the library in the morning. You should replay Riven on stream. That would be so good. I think it's been long enough that I don't really remember much of it at all. I think. Riven is an incredible game. Yes, speaking of number systems, yes. Are Myst and Riven super difficult? I've always been intimidated by them. No, it's about the same level as this, I would say. Myst. So I will say this. This might be controversial. I don't know that the first Myst game holds up amazingly well. It's just not as good as some of the other ones. I think if you played it at the time, I mean, it was revolutionary, and it is pretty good. Riven, however, Riven is strong. Riven is a great game. I don't know that I would say that it's super difficult. It's very much along the lines of this kind of thing, like logic puzzles, solving and stuff like that. There are a bunch of Myst games. There are 5, I think. So I would say, here's what I would say. My personal take. Riven is the best. That's Myst 2. Myst 3 is my second favorite. I haven't played 4 and 5. I heard they're not great. Myst feels comparable to this. Riven probably a bit harder. Yeah, I would say so. Riven, I don't want to give too much away. Riven is the most unique out of the series, I think. I don't want to say much more than that, but it's a bit different. Now, I will also say another incredible game to play, Obduction with an O, OBD, Obduction, made by the same people who made Myst, so it's kind of a spiritual successor to Myst. It came out much more recently, like in the last few years. That's a superb game. Order doesn't matter. They reference each other kind of, but you don't have to. No, it's not. You don't have to know anything about any of the other games in order to be able to solve them. And Obduction is completely out of the bounds of all of them. It's more of a spiritual successor. Yeah, I would not call Myst super hard at all. I definitely wouldn't. Yeah, no, you should totally give it a shot. And it's been remade like a million times, so there's got to be a real good version of it out there somehow. All right. So this is, where are we? James. He drank a glass of shower sherry with Blanchard in the library in the morning. Blanchard, let me remind myself, is Leopold. Okay. So he claims he drank a glass of sour sherry. This already sounds suspicious because we've got one glass that's full and the other one that's empty. So I'm sure he sat down with some sherry, but I don't think he actually drank any. Watching play this definitely made me want to get back into a good deductive sort of game. Yeah, awesome. I mean, I love these kinds of games, and those kind of games definitely fit the bill, I would say. Then he went to the chess house where he found Lord Alistair and the butler. Okay. Ordered the butler to clean up the library and get rid of the bad sherry. Oh, sour sherry, like as in it has been soured. There's a problem with it. Okay. Spent the rest of the time playing chess with Alistair until the alarm was raised. And B, as the master of the house, he led the interrogation of the suspects. Interesting. So, I think his account of events pretty much lines up with Gideon's. because he was like, okay, they're at the tea house. They're looking at looking over the chess house. Alistair's lecturing the butler about something, and we'll probably find out what. James comes over, sends the butler away. Then he saw Lord Alistair leave the chess house and return shortly afterwards. So he left the chess house and then came back to the chess house shortly afterwards. So that seems to contradict James's story a little bit, because he has to spend the rest of the time playing chess. He doesn't mention the fact that Alistair left and came back. Alistair, meanwhile, claims that in the morning he practiced chess at the chess house and educated the butler on his lack of military training. Okay. Sometime in the afternoon, Dr. Turner arrived and sent the butler away. They played together, and he was very close to winning when the alarm was raised. Of course, he would add that detail. He was, I would have won. I would have won. All right. So neither of their accounts mention Alistair leaving and coming back. They might not be lying technically, but they didn't mention it. Meanwhile, there's something else I was going to look up. Something about... I can't remember. Okay. I'm going to keep going because whatever I was thinking of has left my brain. So this is Podrick. I love the names of this game. Served Lord Alistair in the chess house in the morning. Okay, so this is going to be the butler. You know what? Let's just do this. Podrick. His master arrived and instructed him to dispose of the spoilt sherry that he and Lord Leopold had drunk, and then go to assist Mr. Spade in the garden. So again, lying. He's claiming that he also drank the sherry. James did not also drink the sherry. And then go to assist Mr. Spade. Is that Mr. Spade? The gardener, Mr. Spade. On entering the library to take away the glasses, found Lord Leopold asleep. Suddenly was overcome by dizziness and fainted due to his weak heart. Was awoken by Lord Leopold and instructed to raise the alarm. Then saw the deceased lying in the salon. Interesting. He does not claim to have drank any of the sherry. And yet he has got some bloodshot eyes. Very in line with the poisoning, which up until this point I've just been assuming was in the sherry. I guess I don't know that for certain. Maybe fumes came up or something. I don't know. Interesting. And then Leopold woke him up and told him to raise the alarm. Okay. Billiam. Billiam claims that, planted and pruned all morning by the chrysanthemum bush, saw the young gentleman and the foreigner leave the croquet and go behind the manor. In the afternoon, moved to the rose bush. From there, saw Lord Augustus leave the fountain at around noon. Moved to the rose bush, okay. Lord Augustus leave the fountain. Continued his work on the roses until the alarm was raised by Mr. Hill. So this is Billiam. Of course his name's Billiam. Billiam Spade, the gardener. I just love that name. Okay, do we finally have the name James? Yes, we do. Okay, we've been known that this guy's name is James and just couldn't do it. All right, I think that there's no way this isn't Gideon Bell. So that's Gideon Bell. This is Ergen 2, I'm going to say. Actually, don't know this guy's first name yet. I mean, I probably do. I definitely knew who this guy was before. Should I Is it cheating to go back and look? I don't think so. Look at this guy's. Okay, that's Alistair Coach. That's James Turner. Okay, got it. It's Coach, isn't it? Yeah. It certainly is. Okay. Alistair Coach. And the only person that hasn't been mentioned yet is Lord Augustus. So that must be Augustus Valentine. And that's Podrick Hill, maybe? Alright, cool. Alright, so we got our names. We're happy with that. So Augustus Valentine is dead. Leopold Blanchard is accused of framing Ergen II. But this guy was almost absolutely definitely killed by one of these idiots. Okay. Now, let's think about this. So we've got a whole panel here. This is very cool. Location of each suspect when the body was found. Location of each suspect when the body was found. So we know that the butler was in the library asleep when the body was found. The loyalist, that would be Leopold Blanchard, he was when the body was he was the one who found the body, right? I think so. Entered the salon and found the body. So he was in the salon when the body was found by him. Look at the little princess crown. I love these dumb faces. It's so good. Okay. The gardener was by the flower beds. I have no... That's what he claims. I guess I don't have a reason to believe that yet. As far as I know, the gardener did it. I don't know. According to EVB, the butler did it. Even while he was asleep. Let's see here. So, I guess the question is, do I have any reason to disbelieve anybody's testimonies except for James and Alistair, who I'm kind of disbelieving just because of circumstantial, context, basically. He might not have been sleeping, but also, yeah, can anyone blame him if he did? Yeah, so I guess I'm kind of assuming that James and Alistair are the ones who are lying, because I know them as people and they're bad people. But you never know. Anything could be true here. So this is Leopold. Wait, right? No. Whose did I open? Alistair. In the morning, he practiced chess at the chess house and educated the butler on his lack of military training. Sometime in the afternoon, Dr. Turner arrived and sent the butler away. They played together. So, Alistair and James say nothing about Alistair leaving at any point. Gideon does. He says he saw Master Turner come to the chess house. Then, I do know them personally. They're bad people. They're bad friends. I don't know. Saw Lord Alistair leave the chess house, and return shortly afterwards. Now, here's something that's interesting. I hope the host did not notice me when he was leaning over the sleeping eye patch gentleman. He's thinking, okay, the host, that would be James, right? I think. So James was leaning over Leopold. Probably to pull the button up. Does anybody else mention James being there? I don't think so. In the afternoon, moved to the Rosebush. From there, saw Lord Augustus leave the fountain at around noon. Okay. So Gideon just said that Lord Alistair left the chess house and returned shortly afterwards. So when did Ergen... When did Ergen see him? So he drank a glass of sour sherry with Blanchard in the morning. Then he went to the chess house. Ordered the butler to clean up the library and get rid of the bad sherry. Meanwhile, Leopold says he had a glass of... Okay. He had a glass of sherry with James and became drowsy. As he was falling asleep, saw the Lemurian observing him. So he saw Ergen through the glass door. He fell asleep. So he fell asleep while James was there. James then was leaning over him, presumably to pick the button off of his jacket. The Lemurian was in there watching. He was there watching when Leopold fell asleep. I'm guessing then at that point, while James was busy with Leopold, he snuck in and took back this thing. I think that's gotta be what happened. So at what point was this dude here? At what point? The gardener says that he saw Lord Augustus leave the fountain at around noon. Probably to come in here. So it seems to me that... Let's actually look at this map. So it seems to me that... So James and Leopold were in here. James drugged Leopold. Leopold fell asleep. James grabbed the button. He then came out to the chess house to send the butler back in here. Presumably so the butler would see, and I guess fall asleep as well. That part is still confusing to me. I'm not quite sure why the butler also fell asleep, but we'll get there. So James came out after that. Alistair then left the chess house, and they didn't say where. So you just saw him leave the chess house and return shortly afterwards. So from their vantage point, they were at the tea house. They would have seen Alistair here. If they didn't know where he went, then it must have been down in this direction. Alistair could have then at that point followed Lord Augustus. Lord Augustus into the salon to then get him with the boomerang to make it look like 2 did it. But then they added a layer on top of it. So they wanted to make it look like 2 did it, but then make it look like Leopold did it on top of that. So it's like you framed 2 even though they framed both of them. Galaxy brain stuff here. So that means the general... Which one's the general? Is that Alistair? I think that's Alistair. So Alistair and James were both in the chess house when the body was found, I believe. That's the doctor. The doctor and the general. The young man... Look at his little rosy cheeks. The young man was in the tea house and so was the prince. The gardener was at the flower beds. Okay. We know everybody's location at the time that the body was found. So we can say Augustus Valentine is the victim. I'm going to say the boomerang's the murder weapon. I have no reason to believe anything else. The salon is where he was murdered. Whereas, salon's down here, I guess. Body was found by Leopold Blanchard. Okay. Here we go. Early in the morning. Let's see if we can put this all together. The only kind of missing piece, I think, is the butler falling asleep. But maybe... the simplest answer could be that he did drink some sherry and just didn't want to report that he did because he's not supposed to or something. So, early in the morning, blank, 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 in the blank, and blank a blank. Yeah, exactly. Maybe he wanted a drink. I think he just would have gotten in trouble if he agreed. Oh! Important note. Where is it? James, as the master of the house, he led the interrogation of the suspects. So he was interrogating the butler, who's not about to be like, he's not about to admit to drinking some of the sherry. Yeah, that's 100% what happened. An almost empty glass. Yeah, I think that's what happened. Anyway, all right. So blank, 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 in the blank, and blank a blank. That's just... Oh my god. Okay. So I'm going to say this is... killed, drugged, planted, stole, frame. Okay. Right. It's so... I don't know. I don't even know how I have to fill this out. It's so obvious. Okay, the last bit might be stole a button, because I think this is James Turner drugged Leopold Blanchard in the library and stole a button. Meanwhile, in the blank, 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 and blank, Lemurian blank from the blank. Lemurian prince? No. Sorry. This is... Okay. Meanwhile, in the blank... Okay, I think I hadn't quite pieced this together yet, but I'm kind of figuring this out as I go. Because I think in the salon... Blank, 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 blank. And somebody stole a Lemurian boomerang from... I'm not sure I fully understand this part. From the salon again? That's kind of repetitive. In the blank at around... I'm going to say... Okay, so I'm going to say this part is that in this salon at around noon. Could this be the stealing? I was wondering about that. But I'm not sure, because I feel like that's kind of antithetical to everything else. But we'll see. In the salon at around noon, I'm gonna say Alistair was the one that killed him. Alistair Coach killed Augustus Valentine and planted the button on him to frame Leopold Blanchard. So what's going on in here? who blanked who here? somebody blanked somebody, and I don't know. I don't know who or what. So I think it might be right. I think you might be right, A. Moser. So James was busy with Leopold when Ergen snuck in and took the seal. So I'm gonna say I don't know. There's a lot of salon talk here, but that might just be how it is. It might just be. But who did what here? Meanwhile, in the salon, is it Ergen 2? Blank. What did he do? He didn't do anything, I don't think. He just... Meanwhile, in the salon... Ergen 2... Okay. Ergen has no testimony except that he just says that Gideon was correct about everything. So they were hanging out. Played croquet, got bored, and went to drink tea. Ergen drew his attention to the interesting design of the chess house. Saw Master Turner. Is it possible we be missing a word? I don't think so. No, because this is all filled in. 36 out of 36. Saw Master Turner come to the chess house and send the butler away, just as Ergen was remarking on the beauty of the chess house. Okay. So this is interesting. There is some discrepancy here I didn't notice before. So they said they played croquet in the morning, got bored and went to drink tea. Ergen was like, hey, look at the cool chess house. Just as he did that, they saw James come in. Now, we know that this is not true, because at the point that James came to the chess house, Ergen had gone over there. I'm just remembering there was some stuff here that I forget. Okay, so, dear Prince, I heard that you got invited to a party by the director of Seven Seas Company and stuff. That's James Turner. I know that you hate associating with these invaders and thieves, but this might be just the opportunity that we seek to reclaim our honor. So this is probably another person, another Lemurian, maybe? I'm a great aficionado of Lemurian culture. I'm a great thief of Lemurian culture. Okay. So I think... Sadly, I have to head off. All right. See you later, Kyle. Thanks for joining. I think that Gideon and Ergen colluded to for Ergen to come in and take the seal. So I think So Ergen's just like, yeah, whatever Gideon says. And what Gideon said was, oh, we were just playing croquet, and then we left. Who else saw them playing croquet? Was it Billiam? Saw the young gentleman and the foreigner. Aha, interesting. He was by the chrysanthemum bush. He saw the young gentleman and the foreigner leave the croquet and go behind the manor. I just was assuming that meant the tea house. But I think... Can you see the tea house from the chrysanthemum bush? You kind of almost can. Which makes me think maybe they didn't actually go to the tea house. They went around here or something. Leave the croquet and go behind the manor. Podrick. This master arrived, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Sorry, I should be talking more out loud. So basically I was wondering, like, okay, if he's by the chrysanthemum bush, if they went in through there, which someone said, Leopold said that he saw Ergen here, which could have been a lie, I suppose. As he was falling asleep, saw the Lemurian observing him through the glass door. So that's this part here, and then that's a wooden door there. So I guess he could have been lying, but I don't know. I feel like that might be actually kind of truthful, even though he's, it seems like he's framing Ergen. Meanwhile, let's say this. I want to say that they colluded, but what would that mean? Ergen Patu did something and stole a Lemurian seal. Now, here's something interesting. I haven't looked at any more of these plans. I wonder if there's something else going on. Illusion of unity with the universe, increased appetite, hiccups. I haven't seen anything like that. Black Poppy, we know what went on there. Lemurian lichen. Hyper-concentration on one thing. Loss of perception of time, rapid blinking. I wonder... He's not rapid blinking. There's not a lot of evidence here. But part of me wonders if a spicy smelling ornamental box. You're right. You're right. Thank you. I was going down the road of Ergen drugged the gardener to make him think. But no. This is what happened. This is what happened. Thank you for helping me make that final connection. This is exactly what happened. These two weren't working together. What happened is Ergen drugged Gideon with the Lemurian lichen. Notably, he's got a spicy smelling ornamental box, and in the tea house, this tea is spicy smelling. Once again, one almost entered the other untouched. I can't believe I didn't put that part together. I totally forgot about that. I think I got that in my head that maybe the butler, I don't know. The point is, they went around. That then makes sense. So it's rapid blinking, but hyper concentration on one thing and loss of perception of time. So what happened is Ergen had him drink that tea, said, look at that interesting chess house. Gideon just stared at the chess house, like blinking like that, going, oh, that's fascinating. That then explains, this game's brilliant. Ergen drew his attention to the interesting design of the chess house. Saw Lord Alistair coach lecture the butler, saw Master Turner come to the chess house and send the butler away, just as Ergen was remarking on the beauty of the chess house. I thought this was odd. That first Ergen says, look at that. And then it seems like a couple things happen, and then he's like, oh, just as blah, blah, blah. His perception of time got messed up. Because he was drugged. Meanwhile, in the tea house, Ergen Patu drugged Gideon Bell. This is our tiny little football goal, because we made it. Brotherhood members Alistair and James plotted to turn the ruling moderate and loyalist parties against each other. Over the course of a weekend at James's manor, Alistair, murdered the moderate leader, and James framed the loyalist leader. Wow. Wow. Let's keep going, everybody. Oh, shit. You have proven that I can trust you. Who's that? Oh, Gryphon Reborn. Here's the Brotherhood's artifact that I removed from the traitor Keen. Let me educate you how it works. I set it to take heat from this cup of water. Then I changed the symbols and used the idol to give that heat to something else. There is much more that the idol can do. Interesting. So he took the idol from Keen, or at least he claims he took the idol from Keen. And he claims that Keen is a traitor. When did that happen? Walter Keen? Huh. I'm still kind of under the impression that Keen and Walter Keen and Lazarus, what's his face, are colluding against the Brotherhood, but I don't know. Anything's possible here. All right. Triumph of Order. Chapter 4, The New Order. Alrighty then. So we've got some Brotherhood members here. Is this the dead person? The man is not breathing. No apparent wounds. That is a very, very old man. It's not Edmund by any chance, is it? Prince of Dusk. Like night I am dark and full of terror. Do not fear love. Do not make that error. When you know my name, just look for my face. Glen Keen. I think Glen Keen's alright. I don't think we have to worry about him. Okay, so this is a big room with a lot going on. Everybody's got these armbands. I assume that's the political party. I noticed that on Lazarus's arm as well. Here's David Gordon. This guy is just everywhere. All right. And then up here we've got Plato Face and the Doctor. It looks like this is like a visible part that like everybody else can see. Here's Lazarus in the back with a bunch of people. Oh, Lazarus. All right. Is that all the rooms? I think so. Let's start putting this together. So this Prince of Dusk. Like night I am dark and full of terror. I do not fear love. Do not make that error. You know my name. Just look for my face. No idea who this is. All right. Remember the third virtue. This is a donkey in a dress. Remember the second virtue. This is a sleeping pig. I want to say those might be references to the other political parties. I'm not sure. Here's our friend David Gorin / Ash Blair. Poor bugger. I've never seen so much merit removed in the tribunal. Some mistakes are very costly. An Albion Frank banknote. It's that guy with the big long head. This guy right here? David Gorin? Or this guy, the dead guy? Citizen, Mr. David Gorin. This frame right here is giving me major Papers, Please vibes. I love this. Birth year, 1752. Occupation, enforcer of the Order Party. History of infraction and obedience. Negative. Had a secret compartment in his office locker. Negative. Denied the existence of the secret compartment. Positive. Loyal service and low ranking position to the Order Party plus 10 merit. So he's got a merit of 8. We've seen him alive. The dead guy? Oh, the dead guy. Yeah, you said the dead guy. You're probably right. I just don't recognize him. All right. So he's got... Is everybody going to have like a little book like that? Yeah, okay. So like Nicholas Maker, we know him. He's the lawyer. Record keeper of the Order Party. History of infraction and obedience. He labeled a protocol as being on Thursday even though it was Wednesday. Man. How could he? Took a double-length lunch break in the office. Wow. They really keep track of everything. Loyal service in low-ranking position to the Order Party, plus 10 merits. Total merit, 4. What are we going to learn from this? Oh, I forgot to notice what he was saying. It is a thing of beauty to see order prevail. If it were not against the first virtue, I would feel very happy. Is the first virtue to not feel happy? I don't like that virtue. Nicholas, I'll wager you feel the new regime rewards your diligence now. The donkey, was that the first? I thought that was the third. That was the third virtue. So, okay, I'll wager you feel the new regime rewards your diligence now. So tell me why I saw you spend more than 3 shillings on new clothes after I asked you to lend me money and you said you had none to spare. I thought it was beautiful. It is beautiful. If the first virtue is you're not allowed to be happy, then you can't look at that poster of the third virtue because you'll break the first virtue. Because that picture makes me very happy. So tell me why I saw you spend more than 3 shillings on blah. I suggest you lend me some now unless you want me to write up an official report about a 4th virtue breach. Your beloved brother. I'll wager you feel the new regime rewards your diligence now. Tell me why I saw you spend more than 3 shillings on new clothes. Alright, so this is a bit of blackmail here going on. Weekly order party of People's Tribunal number 42. So this is meeting notes. Tribunal is open. 6 culprits are brought to the tribunal. These people will be wild. Oh yeah. 12 o'clock. Tribunal is open. 12:15. Each culprit's charges are evaluated in merit. Changes are calculated. First culprit's merit exaction starts. Second culprit. Third culprit. All in a row here. So everyone's got a merit score, clearly. This guy doesn't. He's dead. Are these... I felt it in my bones that I should have drunk less. Now we poor souls experience God's wrath. So are these the... This tribunal is a farce. They spread lies that my pure love is merely lust. And what do they even know about true art? So are these the 3 people who are being tried? Such relief that they decided not to push any fashion charges. I hope the process is not painful. Okay. So these people are being charged, it sure seems. This guy's a member of the party. I don't see any sign of that from the other 2, but whatever. This guy's just the jack of all trades. Poor bugger. I've never seen so much merit removed in the tribunal. Some mistakes are very costly. So he's got, seems like pretty good merit. We're in the second virtue. So got a pig. Is this about like greed or gluttony maybe? I mean, what could this possibly mean? What could this possibly remind anyone of? All right, let's go upstairs. So these 2 are fighting, I think. Okay. What are you insinuating, James? I would never breach the 4th virtue. You know damn well that I keep no secrets. Sloth, but for the donkey? Or for the pig? Probably for the pig, I guess. So it sounds like the 4th virtue is about keeping secrets. Or telling lies, maybe? He's got a lot of Albion Frank banknotes. Dear Arbiter Coach, I am writing to inform you that our regiment's colonel was seen with another officer's wife in a potentially intimate situation. We implore you to send your agents to investigate this potential flouting of the first virtue. First virtue is something about happiness, but maybe more about sex? I don't know. All right. His merits. He's got plus 11. He slapped a sergeant and angry. Listened to marching music in his manner. What is that a problem with? First is probably lust. Yeah, I think you're right. Third, yeah. Loyal service to the order party and high-ranking position. Plus 20 merit. Okay. That is music to my ears, Alistair, but do control your emotions. We as arbiters of order must never violate the first virtue. So I think lust, but like more like passion, I think. Like you can't... It sounds like they're kind of saying how you can't even be too emotional. Like that's a violation if you do that. Which is interesting. Okay. Showing anger, etc. Yeah, I think so. Yes. Dear Dr. Turner, I must regretfully inform you that during your absence from party business, your senior assistant Daniel has demonstrated extreme untidiness and thus breached one of the virtues. Well, why not give us a little more than that? Junior assistant Toby. Dr. James Turner. History of infraction and obedience. Drank a full bottle of brandy at a picnic. Wow. I like the idea of considering it lust anyway because it makes all the statements funnier. Yeah, if you get angry, that just means you're real horny. Kept the book Legacy of the Rose Dynasty in his study. Huh. Wonder what that's a violation of. Loyal service to the order party in high ranking position. Yes, of course. Oh boy, this is... Oh God. This is really something. All right, I'm gonna come back to this. Walter Keane, Lothar Richards, Josh Bailey, Horace Webb, Gideon Bell. Wow, there's a lot of names here that are coming back to us. I'm gonna finish looking around, and then I'm gonna come back to those books. Okay, observe the four virtues to avoid losing merit. Yeah, so 1, it really looks like lust or passion or something like that. 2, sloth maybe. 3rd, 4th, I think the 4th is something about lies or secrets or something like that. That seems to be the case. Remember the 2nd virtue. Store confiscated objects and evidence according to the virtue breached. Uh-huh. Okay, so these are... Each of these boxes represents a different virtue. Their color connected to these. So, somebody had some brandy and some opium. That was put into the box for the first virtue. In the box for the 2nd virtue, we've got an invoice. 3 pounds of butter. Somebody bought too much butter? I don't know. Okay, for the 3rd virtue, we have a violin, a portrait of Gideon Bell, and a hell of a painting. A hell of a painting. This guy's, he looks very excited to be shitting in this bucket. All right. So it seems like they may be against music of any kind. And then the 4th virtue, a book titled Stories, a book titled Autumn Tales. So it seems like they're more just against, like, it seems like they're against alcohol. Food? I don't really understand this one. Butter. I guess it's like too much fat, maybe? Maybe they have strict eating codes or something. Art. Look at the numbers again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, here? Oh, thank you. Thank you, A. Moser. This is a false invoice. 25 plus 6 does not equal 29. Thank you. Yes, that's exactly what's going on. This is a falsified invoice. Okay. It's never a crime to have too much butter. 1000% agree. All right, Lazarus. Silence. You will perform your function as much as is required. It is paramount to ensure order in our new society. All right, the idol's in some kind of position here. All right, here we go. In all truth, Lord High Arbiter, I would prefer storing no more than this. Since year 1792, when it gained a majority in Parliament and liberated our government from multi-party chaos, the Order Party has worked hard to improve society. Despite the vast popular support for the party, His Majesty refuses to acknowledge the authority of the party's tribunal. High Arbiter Lazarus Hurst has announced that in 2 months the party and its supporters will participate in a peaceful march to the King's current residence to demonstrate their virtue of moderation. I'm going to say, hey Laura, how's it going? I'm going to say this is not going to be a peaceful march. To demonstrate their virtue of moderation. So that's going to be this virtue. It's got to be, right? It's got to be about moderation. We are uncovering a vast conspiracy right now. It is getting... Moderation is third? Are you sure? Because I think that... I thought that they were talking about the first virtue being like, don't get too emotional. And also, they've got like alcohol and drugs in here. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting a lot of conflicting info about the virtues across the board, so I'm not sure. The fancy donkey was also third, but that's like... maybe moderation in terms of like you can't have art, you can't have high fashion, like that sort of thing. Okay. I am honored to help the party upkeep the 4 virtues. I only hope sitting here all day does not count as sloth. Right. And then, there are worse jobs in this one, and thank God tobacco is not considered an indulgence. A bit boring, though. Too bad literature is forbidden. Tobacco is not considered an indulgence. Well, sloth... It's the pig picture, I think, is for the second virtue. And then the third virtue, something about like being too ostentatious, like that kind of thing. Tobacco is not considered an indulgence, so this is about indulgence. No, you're all good. I believe. Literature, the fourth virtue seems to just literally be don't read. Which is that's how you keep some uneducated masses going. Do we see anything about this? No. Okay, I think we've explored everything. Oh, except for the books, of course. Right, I can't forget that. All right. Let's start pouring through these books. Fangor Quinn. Charges. Claimed he had no wife. Has a painting depicting a naked person in his house. Broke his wife's favorite teapot in anger. Was observed spending a night with neighbor's wife. So... I feel like at some point, like once we have a firmer grasp on what the virtues are, we'll see how they were broken in different ways. Walter Keane. Charges. Flirted 3 times with different married women during the party convention. Wore ridiculous headgear at 5 public events. So that's going to be virtue 3. I believe. Claimed he had not betrayed High Arbiter Lazarus during his ritual of ascendance. Expelled from the Party of Order. This is very interesting. Claimed he had not betrayed High Arbiter Lazarus during his ritual of ascendance. He didn't betray. He ensured that it would happen the way it happened. Lothar Richards. Interesting. I remember him from the party at Edmund, what's their faces? Interestingly, he was an Order member. Held a dinner party a few years ago where he offered large amounts of wine to his guests. That's indulgence. Got angry during the questioning and shouted at the High Arbiter. That's getting emotional? Is that the same virtue? I'm getting confused by this. Revealed the whereabouts of his hiding fugitive dissident daughter and her husband Peter. They got married. Okay. This is the biggest revelation that we've This is the biggest revelation that we've had the entire game. Hang on. We got to get back out here. Where is that party? Here. She married this idiot. She married the guy whose form of courting was to give her a picture of himself fighting a tiger. This is the biggest bombshell. I don't care about I care about the conspiracy, but like comparatively, this is the biggest revelation. Oh my god. Did I read this right? I literally can't even believe this. Held a dinner, revealed the whereabouts of his hiding fugitive dissident daughter Mary and her husband Peter. Oh my god. I mean, if someone sent me a drawing of them fighting a tiger, yeah, fair enough. Oh man. I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep that in mind. My lovely fiance might be getting the picture of. Oh man. That's her, by the way, Storaro. I don't know if I've ever actually said that, but she's my fiance. She might be getting a picture of me fighting a tiger. And it's she's gonna regret it probably. All right. Reveal the whereabouts of his hiding fugitive dissident. Okay, blah 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 blah. I can't believe they're married. Okay. Let's just move on. Josh Bailey. Charges. Left his work at Tannery early. That's going to be sloth. Right. I was going to go back and read EVB's thing. I think we have 1 is some form of lust or passion, 2 is sloth, 3 indulgence, and 4 reading. I think that's pretty much it. I feel like I haven't 100% lined up all of the statements about the virtues to match with that, but let's find out. Left his work at Tannery early. That's going to be sloth, number 2. Drank excessive amounts of gin at the Scrawny Cat. That's 1. Drank excessive amounts of rum at the Old Oak. That's also 1. Approached a married woman with an indecent offer. That's going to be 1 as well, right? It seems like 1 covers a lot. No, because you're saying 3 is indulgence, but I don't know. Because the locker for 1 is what had the alcohol. I don't know. Denied 4 times during questioning that he had done these acts. They seem to really be against lying as well. Where does that fall under? Culprit. Count Horace Webb. Has not held down a job since the new regime. That's sloth, of course. Claims he works in his castle helping his servants clean it. Okay, so lying. Possesses 15 books kept in his private library. Wow, what a terrible person. He's doing too much reading. Expressed willingness to donate his castle to the party. Evaluated as plus 200 merit. So, whatever. He doesn't work. He owns an entire library, but he's going to give his castle over, so they're like, yeah, sure, fine. You can have 200 merit. And Gideon Bell. Duke Gideon Bell wears an outrageous hairstyle. That's 3. Someone call Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis will come personally burn those books for you. Broke down in tears 10 times during the questioning. That's 1, I think. Has refused to start working. Evaluated as 5 instances of job skipping. That's sloth. Rejected the High Arbiter's request that he share information of a secret entrance to the castle of his cousin, the Sovereign. Rejected the High Arbiter's request that he share information of a secret entrance. That's going to come in later, I bet. To the castle of his cousin, the Sovereign. Is that him? No. His cousin, the Sovereign. So is Gideon Bell related to, like, the king? Wow. Okay, so do control your emotions. So it seems like the first virtue is about emotions and alcohol and lust. I would never breach the 4th virtue. You know damn well that I keep no secrets. So it seems like the 4th virtue is about reading, but also lies, secrets. Who else mentioned the 4th virtue? I'm writing to inform you that our regiment's colonel was seen with another officer's wife in a potentially intimate situation. We implore you to send your agents to investigate this potential flouting of the 1st virtue. It really does seem like these virtues... Was it lying about reading? I wasn't sure if you were serious or not. I would never breach the 4th virtue. Okay, so actually, I think you might be right. I actually don't know if you were making a joke, but I think you might be right. That this is more about, he was being accused of reading or something. I don't know. Had a secret compartment, denied the existence. They don't like secrets, though, at least from each other. And I think that has to do with the 4th virtue somehow. Okay. Amidst all of this, by the way, have no idea why this man is dead. No idea why this man is dead. Like night I am dark and full of terror. I do not fear love. Do not make that error. When you know my name, just look for my face. This is a riddle. This is a freaking riddle. Like night, I am dark and full of terror. I do not fear love. Do not make that error. When you know my name, just look for my face. This is interesting. This is the first time I've gone through and I don't even know how the person died or who they are or anything. I can't handle the idea that the concept of lying about reading is far more of a sin than the act of reading itself. I know. So there are 6 culprits are brought to the tribunal. Each culprit's charges are evaluated and merit changes are calculated. Merit exaction, merit exaction, merit exaction. That's 3 culprits. 6 were brought. So these 3 are left. I felt it in my bones that I should have drunk less. So he's being accused of violating the 1st virtue. I spread lies that my pure love is merely lust, and what do they even know about true art? So it sounds like he violated 1st and 3rd. Maybe this is the guy with the naked lady painting and it was cheating. Such relief that he decided not to push any fashion charges. Maybe 3rd is bad. I think, yeah, because I think they're okay with art, but not like ostentatious art. Like they keep talking about like ridiculous hairstyles and things like that. Like I think they, yeah. Such relief they decided not to push any fashion charges. I hope the process is not painful. So it seems that what, Jason? What were you about to say? So this guy is the enforcer of the order party. Poor bugger. I've never seen so much merit removed in the tribunal. Some mistakes are very costly. This man is not breathing, no apparent wounds. I wonder if he was killed by the idol? Because it seems pretty mysterious how he was killed. And he's got the idol. Silence! You will perform your function as much as is required. It is paramount to ensure order in our new society. In all truth, Lord High Arbiter, I would prefer storing no more than this. I only hope sitting here all day does not count as sloth. There are worse jobs than this one. A bit boring, though. Remember the second virtue. Sloth. Store confiscated objects and evidence according to the virtue breached. So are these in charge? The people in charge of storing the confiscated items? God, this picture is really something else. Portrait of Gideon Bell. A book titled Stories, a book titled Autumn Tales. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little stumped by this one. So these are the 6. He's being taken out of the room too, it seems. Maybe they take more than merits away. Yeah, so I think, okay, so we've got 6 books here for the 6 accused, essentially. Oh shit. Is it Lothar Richards? Yeah, he's one of the 6, and I think it's Lothar. I think EVB, maybe that's who you were thinking of earlier. Yeah. That's gotta be him. And it tracks because it's in order. Like, this is the order of people who were going through some merit changes. So Lothar Richards was number 3. There are 3 left. Oh, maybe not the order, because I don't see Gideon Bell there. Okay, but still. So I think he was the 3rd. You can deduce who is who based on which crimes, right? Yeah, I think so. So that's what I'm going to do next. So Lothar, it seems like, was the 3rd person to have their merits, some sort of process, some sort of ritual to basically change their merit standing. Whatever that process was, killed him. I think it's got something to do with the idol. I don't know. Something like that. I'm going to guess that Walter Keane and Gideon Bell went first, because I don't see either of them here. That's neither of them, right? And we haven't seen them anywhere else. Yeah, not at the moment. So that leaves Fangor Quinn, Josh Bailey, and Horace Webb. Now, right off the bat, what? Okay, claimed he had no wife. As a painting depicting a naked person in his house. Claimed he had no wife. That's secrets or lies, I guess. Number 4. Has a painting depicting a naked person in his house. That's number 3. Broke his wife's favorite teapot in anger. That's number 1. Passion. Was observed spending a night with his neighbor's wife. That's number 1 as well. So I'm going to say this is probably Fangor Quinn. They spread lies that my pure love is merely lust, and what do they even know about true art? I felt in my bones that I should have drunk less. Who drank too much? Nope, not him. Drank excessive amounts of gin. Drank excessive amounts of rum. Denied 4 times during questioning that he had done these acts. He's just got a ticket that just says gin. Horace Webb was not accused of either of those things. So I think here I'm gonna start putting in names here. Or not. Huh. It's a bit of a different approach. I don't get to name everybody this time. Okay. Interesting. Wow. I want to come back to that. I started figuring some of this stuff, but holy shit. All right. So that's going to be Lothar. Over Lothar's crimes. Held a dinner party where he offered large amounts of wine. Got angry during the questioning and shouted at the High Arbiter. Revealed the whereabouts of his hiding fugitive dissident daughter Mary and her husband Peter, evaluated as plus 15 merit. But he must have a negative merit score if he's dead. Blank have passed since Order Party has seized power. During a tribunal, blank blank is judged to have the largest blank deduction in all tribunal history. To execute his punishment, blank was used on him and he lost blank blank and blank blank and died. Huh. Do we have to go back? We might have to go back and reference what these symbols mean. I feel like this is the first time that I can think of where I feel like I actually have to go back and reference something from before, but I want to remember what these symbols mean. So we've got the cane, no dot, O, and then the sideways T, and it's blue right now. So what does that mean? I feel like it's pretty clear that the idol was used. Let's see. Is that the circle we're going with? Interesting. Unknown effect 14. If the implications of this are what I surmise, this could be a tremendous discovery. The next step is to progress from fruit to some more advanced organic matter. And increased matter. If the eye is blue, you can only perform that dotted input. If its eye is red, it's ready for... Okay, right. So it just used the increased matter function, right? Yeah. Increased matter something. Don't actually know what that last one is exactly. It seems to have... It was used here. Unknown effect. The implications of this, blah, blah, blah. The next step is to progress from fruit to some more advanced organic matter. I must ask David to fetch me a dead body for further experiments. So this seems to be like bringing somebody... Is it adding time? That would kind of... That would make sense then why he's just dead without any kind of wounds, because they basically would have just increased the number of years on his life, maybe according to his merit score or something like that. Huh. And it must have been a pretty bad merit score, because this is plus 15 merit that he just got. Blank blank have passed since Order Party has seized power. Well, let's look at that. This thing. Since year 1792, when it gained a majority in Parliament and liberated our government, the Order Party has worked hard to improve society. Sure. I'm gonna guess that they haven't really been trying to improve society at all. 1792 to 1795, so 3 years have passed. Oh boy. 3 years. This is another one where I'm waiting to see if my theory is right. All right, we'll see how this goes. 3 years have passed since Order Party has seized power. During a tribunal, well, I'm just going to say this. Lothar Richards is judged to have the largest merit deduction in all tribunal history. To execute his punishment, they all have birth years too. Do you have to do a lot of math? I think so. There's a lot of numbers going on here. To execute his punishment, do we have idle here? Idle was used on him and he lost blank blank years and died. So if I'm correct, all that's left here is I need to figure out the number of years. I think I'm going to have to do a lot of math. Okay. So let's start piecing this stuff together up here. So the first virtue is moderation. I'm going to say this one's moderation. Excessive, bummer. Well, fortunately or not, I happen to like math, so I'm weirdly excited about this. Okay, excessive lust. Indulgence. Do we have like alcohol here? Or I guess it's probably what indulgence covers. Emotions. Excessive lust, indulgence, emotions will be punished. Minus some amount of merit. So this is what we're going to have to figure out. I think we can get there. The second virtue is... Remember... Okay, sorry. I'll keep it level. I think we can get there. The second virtue is... The second virtue is where sloth... Oh, okay, I see. Is blank... Or no. At work, sloth... Probably untidiness. Diligence. I'm going to call the second virtue diligence. At work, sloth... untidiness and mistakes will be punished. That feels right to me. I haven't seen a lot of that, but that feels right. Excuse me. The third virtue is beauty. Here's exactly the thing. It's like vulgar fashion, vulgar art, vulgar music will be punished. Oh, right. Somebody was punished for some kind of music. What was it? It was weird. It was like marching music or something. Marching band music. Okay, the fourth virtue is truth. All secrets, lies, and literature. Boo. Yeah. All right. So we've got the virtues figured out. Next is to figure out how much merit each virtue is worth. What's the score on each one? So I think we can deduce at least some of this by the merit cards that we have in here, because we've got plus merit for each of them. Like this is plus 20, which means that these two put together must be minus 8. Drank a full bottle of brandy at a picnic, kept the rose, legacy of the Rose Dynasty. So this is virtue 1 and virtue 4 add up to 8. Am I gonna have to write some stuff down? I think so. Let me. Okay. This is great. Okay. So he got a plus 20 merit. He violated virtue 1 and virtue 3, which adds up to 11. So 1 and 3 is 11. 1 and 4 is 8. Okay. I'm gonna try to do this all in my head. That's a dumb thing to do, but I'm gonna try and do this all in my head. Okay. He got plus 10 merit for something. No, adds up to 9, not 11, right? I'm gonna have to write this down. Yeah, you're right. Okay. All right. I'm going to... All right, bear with me for a second here. Let me see if I can bring this up as I work on it. Okay, new window. Over here, we're going to... Sorry, I'm doing some impromptu changes here. BRB, everybody. Nice and big. I'll talk virtues, but I draw the line in math. Well, too bad, because we are in it now. All right. So let me move this so that you all can see my confused face. All right. So here's what we're doing. This guy has got plus 11 merit total. That means that he lost some amount of merit for this punishment, lost some amount for this, but then added 20. Yes, I'm using Sublime. What about it? So his first violation was violation of virtue 1, right? So a violation of virtue 1 plus a violation of virtue 3 plus 20 merit equals 11. Which then means that virtue 1 plus virtue 3 equals -9. So these two together add up to -9 merit. So now this over here, you should put the negatives in. Well, these are going to be negative numbers. Yeah, it makes sense in my head, and I'm very sorry that I'm very sorry because I know what you mean. No, because I don't think they are different. I think what it's kind of saying is that a violation of a virtue is negative. No, so I don't think they get positives for following a virtue. I think they only get negatives for going against a virtue. The positives they're getting are for more abstract things like loyal service, things like that. They get some positives for that, or donating a castle, that kind of thing. So here, he violated virtue 1 by drinking a bottle of brandy. Violated virtue 4 by having a book. And then he got plus 20 merit, adding up to 12, which means that virtue 1 and virtue 4 adds up to -8. I am very sorry if this is boring to people, because I'm having the time of my life. All right. So he labeled a protocol as being on Thursday, even though it was Wednesday. That's is that a mistake or a lie? I'm going to say that's a mistake. So I think that's virtue 2. There's blood drops on that book. What book? This one? Are you sure? Or are you thinking of... Where was that before? No, I think... This one? I will need some clarification. Okay. So I think this is a mistake. So we labeled the protocol as being on Thursday, even though it was Wednesday. Took a double length lunch break in the office. Aha, that's definitely a violation of virtue 2. So this should be very easy then. Plus 10 merit equals 4. Thus, 2 plus 2 equals -6, which means that a violation of virtue 2 is -3. Now, the first one's a little up to interpretation, because it could be a violation of protocol of 4 if it's considered a lie, but I think it's a mistake. So I'm going to say that is -3. So that's the second virtue, right? My dog is very upset that I'm in the office and she's not, so give me 1 second. What is it, puppy? I'm getting lonely. As soon as I let her in, all she wants to do is sniff the ground. Has no interest in noticing me at all. Puppy, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? All right. Next up. Okay. So he had a secret compartment in his office locker. That is a violation of 4. Denied the existence of the secret compartment. That is also a violation of 4. Plus 10 merit comes out to a total of 8. Interesting. Equals -2. So a violation of virtue 4 seems to only get you -1 merit, if I have this right. Because he got 1 docked for each one. Then he got plus 10, so he's got a plus 8 total merit score. So that should get us to the rest of them, if I'm doing this right. because 1 plus 4 is -8. So that means that since 4 is only worth -1, then 1 is -7. They really hate indulgence here. And if that's -7, then that must mean that a violation of virtue 3 is -2. So that'd be -7 plus -2 is -9. Oh, all right. Okay. Okay. Oh, now I'm going to fill in the rest of this down here just because I can. So Fangor Quinn, how much merit did he receive then? So he violated... Game seems cut off. Oh, you're right. You're absolutely right. Hang on. Let me... let me kill this. Okay. Sorry, that was my hack together approach to get the notes in there, but I don't think we need them anymore. Okay, so Fangor Quinn claimed he had no wife, so that's a violation of 4. Has a painting, that's 3. That's 1. That's 1. So we violated virtue 1 twice, then 3, then 4. I'm actually going to be doing this in my head. Oh my god. So that's 7 times 2 is 14, plus 2 is 16, plus 1 is 17. So Fangor Quinn received -17 merit. Walter Keane flirted 3 times. That's going to be virtue 1. Wore ridiculous headgear. That's virtue 3. Claimed he had not betrayed High Arbiter Lazarus during his ritual of ascendance. That's 4. So 1, 3, and 4. That's 7, 2, and 1. That's 10. Please tell me I'm doing this right, because I don't want to have to do these again. Damn it. What did I get wrong? Okay. Claimed he had no wife. That's virtue 4. Oh, 30 times apply that virtue 3 times. I think you're right. And then this would have been applied 5 times. You're totally right. So it's 7 times 3 is... Okay. Hang on. We're bringing it back. By unpopular demand, we're bringing back the notes because I can't. Because I just can't. I just can't. I'm gonna fix it this time though. Nope. All right, I've broken a lot of things here. So I hope this is worth it. Okay. We're back with some notes. All right. So we're getting Walter Keane here. So he violated virtue 1 3 times. 1 times 3. Virtue 3 5 times. Virtue 4 1 time. If we bring that back here, that means that's 7. I'm going to use that symbol for multiplication. That's 7 times 3 is 21. That's 2 times 5 is 10. And that's just 1. 21 plus 10 is 31 plus 1 is 32. So he would have received minus 32 merit. Okay. This is exhausting. Lothar Richards. Let's just do it. Let's do it. Game is frozen? Okay. I think we're in a bit of an unfortunate situation here. Is it frozen while I'm... Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, we didn't see you input the numbers. Okay. All right. I can figure that out. The game doesn't play super nicely with Streamlabs. I've had to be a little bit wonky to get it to work properly. So to do this notes thing at the same time, it only freezes momentarily. Yeah. Oh, you know what we could do, actually? You know what we could do? Sorry, now I'm going to get a little bit ridiculous. Bear with me. I'm going to try and work a little bit of Streamlabs magic. Are you ready for this? So this is going to be that window right there, which we're going to bring out in front. We're no longer going to use display capture. We're going to use game capture like we have been. We're going to show window capture. Bring that up like that. Shrink it a little bit. All right. How are we looking now? No frozen. The notes stay where they are. Beautiful. You're asking too much of your software. Yeah, I know. All right. Can I move this window, actually? Is Streamlabs going to be okay with that? Beautiful. I love this even more. Okay. So, Lothar Richards held a dinner party a few years ago where he offered large amounts of wine. So that's virtue 1. That's just one time. Got angry during the questioning and shouted. That's another violation of virtue 1. Revealed the whereabouts of his hiding fugitive dissident daughter and her husband, the tiger fighting moron. Okay, so this one's easy. This one's this one's 7 times 2. That's 14. So negative 14 plus 15. So Lothar Richards would have gotten... Wait, what? Lothar Richards would have gotten plus 1 merit. Huh. But wasn't... Poor bugger, I've never seen so much merit removed in the tribunal. Some mistakes are very costly. But Lothar Richards, from what I can tell, didn't do a lot. Unless they multiplied either of those for some reason. But as far as I can tell, Lothar Richards actually got a little bit of positive merit. It is Walter Keane who was really busted. But I think Lothar Richards is the one who's dead. I don't think that's Walter Keane. Well, he is... No, you know what? He is old, though. Possibly because his years were taken... Like, 32 years were taken off of his life. So that actually could be Walter Keane. And not Lothar Richards at all, like I was thinking. Huh. Interesting. The note/poem might help. I think so. Let me get back to that. I'm gonna try and fill in some more of this merit and then get back to that. But I think the cogs are starting to turn. Okay, Josh Bailey. Left his work at Tannery early. Okay, so that's gonna be. Let's bring this up. Josh Bailey. That's a violation of Rule 2 for sure. That's a violation of 1. That's a violation of 1. That's a violation of 1. And then he violated virtue 4 times. I want you to see. Okay. Just clarify which notebook exactly, and I will definitely go back to it. Okay. So that's going to be -3, -21, and -4. Put that all together, that is -28. Come on. Okay. It had a face on it. I think you were in the courtroom. It was a passport. So one of... Whoops. One of these guys? This one? There was this passport and this one. One of those two? All right. Is it one? It's very obvious. Like bright red splatter. Are you? Is it possible it's this little indicator and it was like frozen or something? Because I do not see blood on a notebook. Anywheres. Yeah, it might have been frozen. This is when I was messing around with Streamlabs and stuff was frozen. So that might have been what it was. All right. We're going to figure out Horace Webb. Going to figure out the last two here. And then I think we're going to be almost wrapped up with this, actually. Okay. Oh my God. Has not held down a job since his new regime. Evaluated as 60 instances of non-work. No worries, EVB. It was Streamlabs that was messing up, really. It led you astray. Okay. So that's 60 violations of Virtue 2. Holy shit. Claims he works in his castle, helping his servants clean it. I'm going to say, is that a violation of 4? Because it's a lie. Possesses 15 books. That's definitely Virtue 4 times 15. But plus 200 because they get a castle out of it. So, you know. Sorry, I just burped right into the mic there. Okay, so 60 times 3 is 180. Oh my God. If I'm right about that being a violation of 4, then that's going to be -180, -16. So that's -196, which is massive until that totally makes up for all of it, and it comes out to +4. Wow. There's these, you know what, I don't want to speak out of turn here, but I think the New Order party might be a little corrupt. Just a thought, just you know, just a suspicion. Okay, finally, Gideon Bell. I'm actually kind of surprised to see that Gideon Bell is a member of the Order. Did he have a ring? No, he's got that though. I don't know. Oh, he could just be a member of the party and not the Brotherhood, because I think they're not exactly the one and the same. I think the Brotherhood runs the party. Okay. Yeah, but they're not necessarily Brotherhood members. Okay. Gideon Bell. Wears an outrageous hairstyle. That's a flagrant violation of Virtue 3. Broke down in tears 10 times. Oh, no. That is Virtue 1 times 10. Has refused to start working. Evaluated as 5 instances of job skipping. Rejected the High Arbiter's request that he share information of a secret entrance to the castle of his cousin, the Sovereign. So he kept a secret. That's rule 4. So that's going to be -2 for the violation of that. This is -70. I think we might have a murder of Gideon Bell on our hands, because this is adding up quite a lot. That's going to be -3 times 5 is -15, and then another -1 for keeping a little secret, keeping a little dirty secret. So that's going to add up to what? 15 plus 1 is 16 plus 2 is 18. 98. Was 98 really taken off? Okay. What do we do? I think I got this one right. Where is an outrageous hairstyle? That's rule 3. Broke down in tears 10 times. That's rule 1, pretty sure. Times 10. Was refused to start working. Valued as 5 instances of job skipping. That's rule 2. And then rejected the High Arbiter's request that he share information of a secret entrance to the castle of his cousin, the Sovereign. By the way, I'm going to guess this is what they actually cared about, but it's only worth -1. So they're going to count 10 times of bursting into tears as 10 times of the worst violation that you can do. As I said, maybe a little corrupt. Maybe. Okay, did I do that math right? Yeah, it very well could be wrong. What did I say? Oh, I think it might be 88. Yeah. I think it's 88. There we go. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Wow. So if that's the worst that anybody's ever seen, I mean, this guy for sure seems to say, I've never seen so much merit removed in the tribunal. Some mistakes are very costly. So I'm going to say, so 3 years have passed since blah, blah, blah. During a tribunal, not Lothar Richards. This is a red herring. They threw us off the track because it's a very old-looking man, but the only reason he's old is because he had so many... Oh, yeah. Yes. Thank you. Let's get back to that. Okay. Goodbye, Sublime. All right. So during a tribunal, this is all Gideon Bell. Gideon Bell basically fucked up by not giving them a secret to something that they want for their political gains. So they really were deeply unfair to him in how they counted up his merits. He's judged to have the largest merit deduction in all tribunal history. To execute his punishment, idol was used on him, and he lost 88 years and died. Wow. The Order Party has seized power and now enforces the 4 maxims of virtue. The young Duke, Gideon Bell, was judged during the tribunal to have lost 88 merits. The High Arbiter of the party, Lazarus Hurst, used the idol to decrease Gideon's youth by 88 years, thus making him 108, which resulted in his death. Holy shit. All right, everyone. Well, I think I'm going to have to finish this the next time, but I've got to get a little sneaky peek on what we're in for. The slight delay in the peaceful march to the king's castle. That's what they were saying about storing, perhaps. Yes! Amoser here with the brilliant deduction. I only hope sitting here all day. I would prefer storing no more than this. Right, because everything about the idol is all about balance. if they removed years of life from one person, they're adding years of life to someone else. That's why we've got what look like a bunch of kids, basically, who are up here receiving the extra years that were taken from somebody else. In all truth, I would prefer storing no more than this. You will perform your function as much as is required. It is paramount to ensure order in our new society. Wow. This is nuts. This is nuts. All right, I'm not going to even dive into this because this is what I was thinking was happening before. We've got a whole map of places. A lot's going to be going on here. I'm going to have to say this is it for today. I think I basically... Well, only 2 are arrows there. No, there's 3, I think. 1, 2, 3 over there. I'm going to have to call it and say we're going to have to finish this next week. But we will finish this. We will solve the mysteries of the Golden Idol next Wednesday. Because I don't have any time to do it before then. So it's going to be next Wednesday. But thank you everyone for joining. Can't wait to solve this all with all of you. Until next time.